Hi, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Well, that day has come. This is a story that we covered before out of the UK, but it concerns a Jamaican family and the horrific incident that took place with this Jamaican family. It was a situation where an entire family was wiped out by one person viciously. And now here is the update to this story. According to news out of the UK, it says the London man who killed his girlfriend and her relatives as a sacrifice has been jailed for life. Jacques, he's 29 years old. He murdered Samantha Drummond and three more of her family members at their home in 2022. If you remember, this young lady lived in another part of the UK and she was getting some renovation work done to her flat, her apartment, which they call flat in the UK. And so she decided, hey, while I'm getting this renovation done, everything up there is covered in plastic. It's a lot of dust that's floating around. Let me just go spend a weekend with my family then and get away, or spend a week with my family and get away for a minute while they work on my apartment. Her boyfriend, who she had been seeing on and off for quite some time, she decided, maybe it's time to introduce him to my family. Now, she had been seeing him for a little while and had never introduced him to her family before. This is where the story gets weird. This is where you have to think to yourself that, damn, you got to be real. I mean, what are the chances that the first night you bring somebody home to introduce them to your family, they would end up killing your entire family? I mean, I'm sure that young lady could never have predicted that. They weren't fighting. They weren't in any drama or anything. And let me say as a disclaimer before I go further with this story, there are quite a few people from the UK who claim to know Jacques, and they're saying stuff in the comment section like, SouFlo, I've known him for years. That guy wouldn't mash an ant. He wouldn't kill a fly. He's a very nice person with a cool, calm demeanor about him. Very funny, jovial kind of guy. And he is not that type of person. So something must have went horribly wrong. I think he started suffering from mental illness, and that's what got the best of him. Let me say this. I don't know because I wasn't there. I can only go off of information that comes through who we call credible news sources out of the United Kingdom. And right now it says he is 29 years old and he did kill Samantha Drummond, which is his girlfriend, and three more of her family members. So I'm dragging you back through the story so you remember before I give you the updated information to that story. So she took him to go meet her family. And when she took him to go meet her family, one of the elders who owns the house, a beautiful house that they were staying in, her policy is old school Caribbean. Nobody gonna be pushing key in my door at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning going in and out. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you stay out till the next day, right? My grandmother was like that, right? And my mom is like that. Like, you can't just be rolling up in her house at 3 o'clock in the morning fumbling a key to get in the door or ringing bell for somebody to wake up and let you in. You got to have some kind of decorum, and you got to have some kind of guidelines about when you go out and what time you coming in back, and even who you bring to visit the house. So it's just rules from West Indian parents. Anyhow, she took him over to the house, and the elder lady decided she was going to shut down the house for the night. So she locks the door, main entrance, and it's customary for her to bring the key upstairs with her in the pocket of her nightgown. She did tonight. Well, Joshua's head started acting up. In other words, he started losing it. And he was making a bunch of noise in there, and he was saying he got to get out of here. They got to let him out. They have to let him out. Now, prior to that, I heard that he was having a mental episode and they had planned to take him to an asylum where he could get some help, or to a doctor, a psychiatrist, where he can get some help. But before they could do that, this happened. I don't know if he was hearing voices or what the case was, but he ended up not being able to get out of the house, panicked. I'm thinking he lost his mind, because when somebody is paranoid, the last thing you want to do is lock them in and bar them from leaving. In their mind, they're thinking, I have to get out. And if I don't get out, I'm going to die. So it's either you or me. So I'm going to kill you in order to save myself. And I think that is what happened in this case. And he just ended up killing everybody in that house. His girlfriend, who brought him there for the first time to meet her family, and multiple family members. Now, today, it says a man who claimed that he stabbed his girlfriend and 3 of her family members as a sacrifice has been jailed for life with a minimum term of 46 years for their murders. So he will have to do 46 years before he is eligible for parole. For some reason, I don't think that he is going to do just 46. He is 29 years old now. Let's say he is 30. 30 and 40 is 70 plus 5. He'll be 75 years old at the time when he is eligible to go before a parole board. Now, Joshua Jacques had consumed drugs and alcohol when he attacked Samantha Drummond's, his girlfriend, and her family with a knife in their home in South London in April of 2022, the Old Bailey Herd. So he was on drugs and alcohol, and it caused a side effect, and he lost it. Police found the bodies of Drummond, who was 27 years old, the girlfriend who had brought him to the house, he's 29, her mother, Tanisha Ofori Akofo, 45 years old, her grandmother, Dalet Hill, who was 64 years old, and Hill's partner, Denton Burke, who was 58 years old. Now, after being alerted to a disturbance by a neighbor, officers found Burke's body at the foot of the stairs. Denton Burke, meaning he was the guy, he was the partner of her grandmother. So he would be like grandfather, step-grandfather. And they found him at the foot of the stairs, and then they found the 3 women heaped together in the kitchen. Damn. Mr. Justice Bryan said that Jacques had committed the horrific catalog of murders after using skunk cannabis. I guess he was already having mental issues, and then the marijuana, along with alcohol and whatever else he had consumed, because they tested him and nothing else was found in his system. So the psychedelics of the marijuana must have caused him to flip. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, weed don't make you do that. Weed would never make you do that. But what you got to understand is there are different strains of weed. There are different types of weed that give different effects. Not only that, the way they're growing the weed today and the kind of things that they're putting on the weed to increase its potency and all that, it's just dangerous all around for a lot of reasons, right? So if you're already suffering from mental issues, etc., then this could be a tipping point for you. So again, it's not for everybody, and I'm not saying it would cause everybody to do the same thing. Now, addressing Jacques in the docks, the judge said that he had inflicted the murders in the most brutal of circumstances on 3 generations of the same family after increasing his daily intake of the drug. So he was just smoking out. He said that Jacques offending had been contributed to by cannabis use, and that he was well aware of the impact that it had on his mental health. He knew that every time he smoked that he acted out, but he continued to smoke it anyways. He also said it is a salutary lesson to all those who peddle the myth that cannabis is not a dangerous drug. It is. And its deleterious effects on mental health and its potential to cause psychosis is well established. Wow. And I know, again, a lot of people are going to say that's a lie. They're trying to criminalize marijuana. But it's true. It is true. I've done it, and I've had a certain strain that had me thinking crazy, my mind racing 100 miles per hour, and me trying to catch my mind. So, I could do a whole different video where I can talk about indica versus sativa and this, that, and the other, but I won't do that right now. Just know that education goes a long way, right? And that this judge is absolutely right. And that I'm telling you that not this ganja, herb, whatever you want to call it, marijuana is not for everybody. Now, the court heard that Jacques took 3 milligrams of skunk cannabis a day and refused to consider cutting down, saying that he would carry on smoking marijuana even if it killed him. He just addicted to it. Now, at the scene, armed officers discovered Jacques naked, laying in the upstairs bathroom in a praying position, butt naked, screaming, "Allah, Allah, take me, kill me now, get rid of me, God please forgive me, Allah." Later on at the Lewisham Hospital, he said, "I ain't even in the wrong. I did them for sacrifice." And then he warned, "I think I'll do something stupid again. I'm not even in the wrong. I did them for a sacrifice. And I will do something stupid again." It was his words at the hospital. Paul Runtnitz, King's Counsel, mitigating for Jacques at the sentencing hearing, his attorney said that the attack was not premeditated. He also read out an apology from his client to the victim's family, the first time Jacques had ever expressed any remorse for his actions. "I would like to say to the family of the deceased, I am truly and sincerely sorry for all of the anguish, the pain, and the heartache that I have caused. I have discussed it with myself, and I cannot believe that I am the cause of this monstrosity." Now, mind you, he didn't speak this. This was read by his attorney, who claimed these was his words. In a victim impact statement, Tracy Ann Henry, who was the daughter of Hill and the sister of Ofori Akufo, said that her mother had only recently been successfully treated for cancer and had just beat the cancer. And then she said that her mother had her last radiotherapy session just the day before she was stabbed to death. Imagine beating cancer and you have your last therapy session for chemo Monday, and they told you you're cancer free, and Tuesday somebody stabs you to death. That's crazy. Henry, who was the aunt of Drummond, said, "How could someone kill 4 people in one night? This is like something from a horror movie, man." Danny Ofori Akofo, the husband of Tanisha, said in his impact statement that he had cried like a child after the incident. "Man, I cried like a baby. I am a proud man, and I have cried like a child in front of so many people because of this." Jacques admitted manslaughter but denied murder on the basis that he was not mentally well at the time when he did what he did. The Old Bailey jury deliberated for 2 hours and found Jacques from Lewisham, Southeast London, guilty on all 4 counts of murder, and then he was sentenced to 46 years before he is eligible for parole. That's the closing of that story. There's a lot of lesson to be learned in this story right here. Got to be careful who you bring home. Got to be careful about people who are on drugs. Got to be careful about people who, just be careful all around. People might have mental issues, break down, trying to self-medicate with drugs, which is not helping. It actually makes it worse. There's so much I could say here, but I won't say any more. I'm just going to leave this one right here because this is the closing of a chapter. Now I can say my condolences goes out to this family. It happened. They know who did it. Justice is served. And life goes on. Sad. I'll catch you all on the next video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace. So we got a couple of things going on the channel. For one, shout out to the people who have their membership. If you have your membership for SouFLoTV, then you know that you are able to go in the chat section when we go live. Every time we go live, it's your privilege, right? Also, it's just another level of support. So shout out to the people who have that. For those who don't have it, we encourage you to get your membership to the channel, right? On top of that, there are other things going on over here as well, like promotion. So if you have a business, whatever business it may be, whether it's a brick and mortar business or it's a online business, we can promote that business for you right here. This channel gains about roughly 1,000 new subscribers every 30 days. 1,000 new subscribers every 30 days. We are now past 360,000 subscribers and counting. So it's a good place for you to put your business before the eyes of the audience, especially if your business has anything to do with the Caribbean, right? And reach out. Just reach out to us and we'll put something together for you. I have packages that can fit everybody's budget and we can all get along. If that's the word I'm supposed to use, get along. But everybody can eat a food, basically, right? So again, regardless of whatever your business is, just remember that I do promotions over here on SouFLoTV. So reach out, let me get your package together, whether you're a musician, putting out a new project, an album, a single, if you run a tailor shop, if you run a restaurant, if you run whatever the case may be, if you're a DJ and you a disc jockey who play at parties, your services could be available, advertise here, whatever the case may be, I got you, all right? And again, shout out to the people who subscribe to the channel every time you, or hit the thumbs up every time you watch a video, and shout out to the people who are subscribed to the channel. Big up to the people who come through and don't subscribe but they watch the content anyways. You don't think a time for you to subscribe now? Eh? You don't think it's time for you to subscribe now? A time for you to subscribe now, man. Hit the subscribe button right down there, so yeah, and click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV. Alright, my SouFLoTV audience, anybody who knows me knows that I come from the rural parts of Jamaica where it's dark in those hills. And from I was a child until now, government still has not installed any street lights in some of the darkest corners of Jamaica. But guess what? We are doing it for ourselves. Just link up with SouFLoTV Limited because these solar powered street lights are powerful. They are commercial grade, remote controlled, they are waterproof, and did I mention that they are solar powered? So you don't have to wait on JPS, you don't have a bill to pay. These are powered by God's Son. Yes, and you stay on the ground and you remote control it to the brightness of your liking and all these things. Light up your lanes and streets and farms and corners and areas and be safe. All the information needed is on the screen, and SouFLoTV deals with your installation and everything. Call them right now and get yourself out of the darkness and into the light, and tell them that SouFLoTV sent you. All right? All right.